Emily, it really doesn't seem like it has been almost 3 years since we went on our first date. It's pretty funny that it was probably 2 years before that when I started sitting behind you at church. When I got out of high school, I prayed God would show me the woman that I would marry. Turns out I didn't have to look very far. I promise that from this day forward, I will, to the best of my ability, lead us in our marriage in the direction that God would have us to go. I promise that I will always be your best friend for the rest of our lives. Even though I already love you with all my heart, I promise to love you more every day.
You set my soul on fire, you pull my heartbeat toward the sun. You give me new eyes open, you call my heartbeat into love.
Good evening, everyone. This is perfect. Exactly how it's supposed to be. What a wonderful day. We're so excited. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here on this special occasion as we celebrate the union of these two that all of us love. Now, Austin, I know your story that you guys sat by each other in church, and after months of not listening to my sermons and thinking about how you could ask Emily out, finally got up the courage to ask her out. And I know that's your side of the story, but behind all of that was God's side of the story, and that's this. God brought you two together. In the midst of all that He's done in both of your lives, God brought you two together, which makes this moment incredibly significant.
You set my soul on fire, you pull my heartbeat towards the sun. You give me new eyes open, you call my heartbeat into love.
Austin Dean Phillips. This is a moment I have waited for my entire life. I get to marry you. When I was a little girl, I wanted to grow up to be the wife to the man of my dreams. And here you are. Austin, you've changed my life. What happened to me 5 years ago was something I never thought I could get over until I met you. Today is the proudest moment of my life. I vow to honor God in our marriage and to pray for His will daily. I vow to rejoice with you in good times and support you no matter what life brings our way, even the rain on our wedding day.
You give me new eyes open, you call my heartbeat into love.
So, if this was God's idea, and if God brought you two together, and if this is a covenant made in heaven before God, that means this moment and this marriage has incredible significance. This is about God and His desire to do something incredible, not only with you, but through you. So my challenge to you is simply this: to live this marriage for God's glory, to live it with great passion and great purpose, so that everyone who comes to see you in your marriage would actually come to see something about the Lord Jesus Christ.
You're my best friend, and I'm making the easiest decision I've ever made today. I choose you every day and to vow to love you with everything that I have for the rest of my life. Now let's run this race of life together with strength and perseverance, knowing that with God is our everything, we can do anything.
I'm excited to live the rest of my life with the most beautiful woman I could have dreamed of. I promise to treat you with love and respect and to honor you for the rest of our days. I know that if we keep God first in our lives in marriage, He will always provide for us and keep us close for the rest of our lives.
Well, by God's grace and for the glory of God, I now pronounce you man and wife. Austin, you may kiss your bride. Introducing for the first time, Mr. and Mrs. Austin Phillips.
You know, I got 3 sons. I would say to my wife, "Is that enough? You know, if that's enough kids, 3 sons. Well, let's call it a day here. She says, "We ain't quitting until I get a little girl." So anyway, sure enough, 3 years later, we had a little girl, and well, what a beauty she was. You know, she turned out to be a beautiful little girl. And at her 3rd or 4th year birthday, she was dressed up almost identical to our little flower girl. And I was looking at her, and I almost came to a tear, and I said, eventually, one day, I'm going to give this girl away. And she's going to be about 20 years older. And sure enough, here's that day. I gave her away.